This is the video that you need to watch right now before signing up for a Podbean account for your podcast, okay? Coming right up.
Don't you
What's going on? My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Hassle Show podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in on this video. And I'm gonna lay out everything that you need to know before creating a podcast account. Completely updated. Most videos out there are very outdated with old information that is not even applicable. Podbean has been through several very deep updates, and those are the ones that we're gonna be talking about, along with the features that you get, how to use it, and if it's good or not fit for you. Okay. And I will also share a secret on how to get a full month for free so that you can get some timing, when you're starting your show. Okay, so let's jump into the computer and I'll keep going and show you everything you need to know about Podbean. All right, guys, let's dig into Podbean. So what you're seeing on the screen right now, this is my podcast show that is being hosted on Podbean. So I have the experience already, and I know what I'm talking about here when it comes to Podbean. Okay, I'm gonna lay down some of the things that you need to consider before signing up and before doing anything else. Okay, so let's get started here. So we're gonna go to the homepage because I want to talk a little bit about the features that you're getting when you sign up for Podbean. Okay. And first of all, Podbean, of course, it's a podcasting hosting service where your MP3 files will be saved so that people can download and access them 24/7 from around the world. And they can also access them not only through the Podbean podcast player, but also it gets connected to iTunes and Google Music and SoundCloud and all these other directories. Okay, so you're not tied to just Podbean, and that's super important to have clear and to mention to you. Basically, it's just a home for your audio files, but it's not necessarily your only podcasting directory available for you, okay? So what do you get when you sign up for Podbean? So some of the features that I really like about it is it's really an all-in-one solution. You get you're able to have your own. This is like a mini website, mini page that Podbean gave me, and this is actually the hustleshow.podbean.com. So even if you can't afford a website or you don't want to build one, you can use this as your main website, and all your episodes will be here with show notes and stuff. People can play it, like it, share it, and then if you do have a website, you can always link it to your website as well. So it's all in one. I mean, it allows you to host your episodes, to schedule them to go live certain day and certain time. It gives you your own page. Of course, they have their own application where you can play it as well. And then the best and my favorite feature is that you get this little very cool embedded players that you can set up in your website, and they look amazing. So that's another thing that I really like. Some of the very cool things that they upgraded, they moved to unlimited podcasting, so you don't have to worry about going over anything. People can download with confidence. The stats are pretty amazing, and I'm gonna share everything. I'm gonna log in right now into my account so I can show you, but I wanna give you a perspective of what you need to know to see if Podbean is the right fit for you. Okay. Of course, customizational branding. This is, even though I'm using the free theme, because they do have premium themes that you can buy, and they might be worth it if you don't want to spend money on a website, but otherwise I wouldn't recommend that. But it's totally customizable and brandable. So for example, mine, it's all black and red everywhere. So I was able to brand it really well, even though this theme is completely free. So what else do you get? You get your reliable media hosting, of course. You can share, people can comment on your episodes and everything. This is another cool thing. Podbean will actually help you monetize your episodes when it comes the right time by helping you crowdfund and allowing you to put out premium content so people can pay to listen in case you want to. You don't have to. And then, of course, they have their own iPhone and Android application that people can download, and they will be able to find your show and listen to your show there. Okay. Of course, they have a bunch of customers, and then the pricing, which I don't know. Oh, okay. That's not a great way to show you. So I'm gonna go here. This is the pricing page. It's very simple. I mean, there's really no surprises like it says there. So the basically their starter package is $3 a month, which is ridiculous. That's nothing. And you basically get all the essentials. I mean, you get everything you need. The only difference is you get 100 megabytes on a monthly basis. So it really depends on how heavy your MP3 files are going to be. The average are between 30 to 50 megabytes. I've seen some episodes if they go to an hour, and this is like a good rule of thumb that I've seen. Usually is 1 megabyte per minute. So just calculate that. I mean, if your episodes are going to be 30-minute long, chances are they're going to be 30 megabytes. And if you're going to do a weekly show, that's going to be 120 megabytes per month that you're going to be uploading. So this plan is not going to work for you because it's going to pause your podcast when you reach 100 megabytes. But again, let's imagine that your podcast is going to be bi-weekly or once a month or less than 30 minutes. Then it will work. The one I have the $9 a month because I get unlimited, completely no, I don't have to worry about it. So I upload actually 3 episodes a week. So that's 12 episodes a month, and each of them are at least 50 megabytes. So that's quite 600 megabytes uploading a month. But I don't have to worry about it because it's completely unlimited. So I do recommend to check that out. Still not expensive, $9 a month for such a great opportunity and tool. It's amazing. So let's head over to login so I can show you what it looks like inside. Okay. All right, so this is once you log in, this is what it looks like. This is like your main dashboard, and here you have, this is like a news feed, right? So you see your own episodes. We actually had an episode go live this morning, and this is what it looks like on a news feed. And then you can also get notifications of other people's. If you're subscribed to other podcasts as well, you can also see those. Um, and then on the left side, and this looks very different to what most YouTube videos are out there. So this is the new version of Podbean, which is amazing. You have the option to go to episodes. You have your total downloads. You have your customization, publish a podcast, and then of course your settings. So I'm going to do a quick rundown to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to head on over to the episodes right here. So here you manage your previous episodes very easily. You can also embed them on the use embed a player on your website very easily just by pressing one button. I'm going to show you right now. You press on it and then you get to design it here. So for example, if I wanted, I usually do black player with red buttons, and this is the code that I take, and then I just take it to my website and boom, that's it. Super easy to do. Let's go back to episodes. So here, once you're here, you have the ability to publish from here. You can publish your episode. You basically just select an MP3 file, and I'll just select whatever so that we can continue showing you how you do it, okay? Okay, so once your upload it's done, this is what it's going to look like, okay? So you have your file name for the MP3. Now you're going to set up a title, which is the one that is going to be shown on all the podcast players, this one right here. So that's the name of your episode. And usually I leave this completely out, not because this can allow you to have a different image for each podcast episode, but I don't recommend it. I stick to my main picture of the show, the image show, and I leave that blank so that it grabs the default image for the show. And then this is a description basically, so just a brief description of what the episode is all about, and it will be shared here, and it will be shared on iTunes as well, and every other player that you set to send out. Another cool feature is that you can publish it right away, or you can schedule it as well. So you go to publish on, set up the date and time, and it goes live whenever you say so. So I usually schedule them ahead of time, many days ahead of time before they're released, and I just set up, to go off the day off at 1 in the morning, so everybody, by the time that they're awake, everybody can tune in on their way, on their commute or whatever it is. Of course, you have the ability to media manager. Here you can edit, and that's another amazing feature that I discovered, is that you can edit an episode, re-upload it again, and it won't affect listeners. Listeners can still listen to the episode, and I know other podcasting hosting companies cannot do that. Of course, here's the layout. and you can play with the team. That this is the free one that I have, but again, it doesn't look anything like the one I do because of the customization. So it's an easy way to do it. And then they have a bunch of pro themes that I think they're only worth it if that's going to be your only website. Otherwise, I don't recommend upgrading. The statistics are pretty intense, pretty good. You can see per downloads per day. You can have a quick snapshot at the distribution when it comes to the geolocation, the what platforms are they using to download your episodes. So, and then of course your top 10 most downloaded episodes in the last 3 months. And then over here you have like your platforms and everything more in depth. So you can know that, for example, in my case, Windows in fact is 35% of my downloads. So that means that they're listening on a computer, which is something to take consideration about. Clients, okay, what applications are they using? Of course, 37% is iTunes. And then geography, you can see what countries, and then within the country you can see like what states. You can click here USA, and then what are the states that are the most downloaded episodes. So that's amazing. That's really cool insights. And then of course the settings. This is basically the life of your show. This is where you're gonna upgrade. You're gonna set up a name for your show. You're gonna add a picture for it, the channel logo, your category, a brief description to give the listeners a little insight. You can go to more options, and this is like how to organize it, the copywriting. If you want to enable Facebook comments, which is pretty cool, and then of course your time zone, which I think that was completely set up automatically. When you go over here to the feed iTunes, this RSS feed is the one that you are going to submit to iTunes. I know in the past Podbean used to submit it to iTunes, so you were stuck with Podbean forever. Now, because I submitted it to iTunes directly, I have the control over the iTunes account and the Podbean account. So if I wanted to change my hosting for my podcast, I could easily do that and just go to iTunes and update this RSS feed. So all you do is just copy this and take it to iTunes, and that's it. And all this is what iTunes is going to pull. So you basically give another summary here for iTunes, your author, your subtitle, and then basically just fill out. It's very simple. And then save it, and then iTunes will pull all this information automatically. And same for the episodes. Like every time you publish a new episode, iTunes will pull it out automatically. So it's not like you have to upload it everywhere you have your podcast available. As long as you publish it to Podbean, all the other directors are going to publish automatically your episodes on their accounts as well. So that's amazing. I already show you the player. I don't like this page because it will play all your episodes. So the other way I share with you is better because you can play each individual episode. Social share, of course, you can connect your account so that when the Podbean episode goes live, it will be published everywhere you want to, even on your WordPress website. I don't use it, but you can totally use it. It's pretty easy. Your own domain. This is if you want to create your own .com domain to be pointing to this Podbean page. Again, it's totally optional. I don't do it. I have my own website, so I don't do that. And then the apps, they have their own apps. They have like Google Analytics and Dropbox and things like that I won't get into because they're not necessary. On the premium tab is basically if you want to have a podcast episodes that people need to pay to listen to. So that's another great thing to monetize and do cool stuff. And that's it about Podbean. The last thing that I want to share with you is how you can get a free Podbean month, completely free. I'm gonna leave a link on the comments so that you can get your free month for free and give it a try and give it a run. I think they have the ability to give you like a 7-day trial, but the link that I'm gonna share with you is the full month for free. So take advantage of that. It's really cool to enjoy and see what it's all about for the full month. And then the second thing that I wanted to share with you is I'm actually I put together this podcasting 101 free course for you, so you can head on over to the comments as well. There's going to be a link in the comments for the free podcasting course that I put together on how to how to launch a successful podcast and grow it to the point where you can monetize it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this Podbean review. It was very in depth, very, most of the stuff that I was looking for when comparing it to Libsyn and Simple Podcasting and all those podcasting hosts that they are okay, but for me Podbean has been the best, more reliable, very easy to use, very modern looking, design wise super simple. And like I said, there's been features that I know the other hosting providers don't have. So for me, Podbean is number one, and I know there are some of the biggest podcasters out there are using Podbean as well, and there's a reason why. So go check it out. Definitely worth trying. Okay, sounds good. So I'll see you in the next review or podcasting tutorial. Okay, keep hustling.